welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to do another video a little bit merging both my journaling and my videos on how to get more in touch with yourself and achieve radical self-love and self-compassion and self-kindness so that you get a better sense of yourself, the world, and you can manifest all your dreams, because I do believe that it's very hard to manifest anything or to even really get clear on your goals if your mind is not completely clear on who you are and it's not your biggest ally, if that makes sense. So I decided to do a bullet journal, and I wanted to see if you guys wanted to join me for next year. So I set it up, and I'm going to put the footage afterwards, but I have a few notes, and I do say that in some instances, but my main thing about bullet journaling is sometimes it can push people to feel that they have to do certain things, and it can be stressful. So the first month, this is a journey, okay? The first month I have set up a few pages, but there are some pages that may not be filled right away, and that's okay. For example, the page where you write a letter to yourself now from the future, talking about all the stuff that you've accomplished, you might not be completely clear on what is it that you want to accomplish. Don't feel like you have to fill this in. One of the best way I think to know if you're clear is either you take another piece of paper or you can use a pencil and you start writing it and see if it aligns with who you are. And basically the whole thing about this bullet journal is really getting to know yourself and really getting out of the everyday and getting more in tune with how you feel about certain things so that you can have better days for yourself, right? If you know that something doesn't make you happy, but you ignore your own feelings all the time, then you might not understand why you're so tired before going to do that one thing. This is something that hopefully helps you have more self-kindness, self-compassion, and definitely self-knowledge. And I think self-acceptance, right? And that all goes together. And once you achieve that, it's not that your life is going to change and everything's going to be magical. It's that you are going to be you're going to have all the tools to get through the things that you have to get through. You're going to have all the tools to achieve the dreams you want to achieve, and it's the best thing you can do for yourself. That is such an important part of being alive, is to know yourself and love yourself. Also because, again, once you reach that, you're more grounded, you'll be a better friend, a better parent, a better partner. All that stuff happens because you're calmer, because you're not clouded by these negative thoughts, right? So I took a Midori MD A5. I was thinking about a Leuchtturm pocket or the A6 Slim, I think they call them. Anything works. Whatever works for you works. I made it very minimalist. I may add stuff here and there, but right now it's still blank because this is not about trying to fill in the pages. This is really about being in tune with what you need and what you want, and giving yourself the tools to achieve those things. So I am going to put the video in. If you want to join me, please join me. If you want to show me how you set up your pages, please send them to me. I was thinking about how to do that. Maybe either you can email them to me and let me know if you're comfortable with me sharing them or not, or you can tag me on Instagram. My Instagram is Lola's Illustrated Journal, so you can just tag that. I'll write it down here so you don't have to like try to figure out how many S's or not S's there are. But I'm really excited about doing this. It's all in one spot, so it's a little bit different than I have gratitude journaling in my Hobonichi, but in there I fill in a lot more. This is more really to the point, and I can't wait to share this with you. I'll definitely do the setup every month and talk about what worked and what didn't work for me, and I'll show you my pages as they are going. You'll see I've only set up January 1st for now because I don't know how much I'm going to write or how little, and I'm going to see how that goes and work with it. That's the bullet journal method, right? You make it your own and you see what works and doesn't work. And this is supposed to make us better, so it needs to work for each of us, right? So I'm going to stop talking because otherwise I'll be there for another 20 minutes, and keep watching if you want to see how to set up and what pages I have incorporated into the bullet journal for self-love for a better you in 2023. I love New Year's. It's the time to renew. But this is more the first month, and again, I'm going to talk about it in a second in the other footage. The first month is get to know, like try to figure out what you need. And this is more of a get to know yourself. Then you can add stuff that you want to accomplish because they'll make you feel better for yourself and because they are goals of yours. But I think the first month is really set up, figure out what you need and what you want from this journey, basically. So don't go away. You're gonna see my hands in this journal being filled. Thanks for watching and stay. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I have nice sparkly nails. My daughter did my nails, so excuse if it's not perfectly done. She's practicing. So today I wanted to set up a new journal. I have a bunch of empty notebooks, honestly. In fact, I'll do a video of all the ones I have because they're all quite different. And I found this MD paper A5 notebook, and I thought it would be perfect for a self-love bullet journal. So there's a lot of journals out there that do that, and they have prompts and everything. I am not somebody who does very well with prompts. I have my own ideas on what works and what doesn't work for me, the same way as I think a lot of us do in the journaling community. So I did pencil in some stuff so I wouldn't forget some of the sections, but it is pretty simple. And I just wanted to do the setup with you guys. And I will do an updated video of my lineup because it's changed quite a bit between the edition of this one and the edition of the Hobonichi Hon, which I will use as a tarot journal. So yeah, in the exploration of, and in my journey to have a better life and grow and manifest all my dreams, I find myself getting more into certain topics, and I thought this would be good. I still will have probably the gratitude journal that I have in my Hobonichi weeks, as well as certain elements that will be here and there. This is something I will show every month, and we'll do setups. I wanted the first month to be quite simple because it is the first month and I need to figure out how it works. But the first thing I always do when I'm about to set up something is I figure out which pen I want to use. And since I'm so used to the Tomo River paper, I'm kind of used to checking out what I like in certain papers. So this is the Muji. I have the Unipin pen, which if you have a Pigma Micron, it's quite similar. And then this one is, which one is this? The black, yes, thank you. Mitsubishi Uniball one. I may do this. Yeah, that's right. Because I'm so used to the Tomo River paper, and if you've never worked with the Tomo River paper, it bleeds very, very fast. So I wanted to kind of name this type of bullet journaling, and if you have ideas, please let me know. I'm not very good at naming things. I think it's easy for me to feel like, I don't know, like I missed the mark, but let me make sure. Yeah, so yeah, I forget. Regular paper doesn't do that. So first we're going to set up, this is obviously something I'm going to start on January 1st. It's my lineup, and I wanted to do it right now. So if somebody decides to do it, you can decide which notebook to do it on. I wanted it to be A5. I've like the first bullet journal I did was in the A5. See, I don't like the way it skips. Okay, this is going to drive me nuts. Let's try this one. At least they're all black, which was the idea. Wow. And I'm not too worried about it being perfect. No, this still is kind of, let me try again. This unit, am I pressing too hard maybe? It skips a little bit. I'll have to find something I'm more into. Actually, I'm waiting for some Pigma Microns in the mail, so that perhaps would have been the best thing to do. But again, when things like this happen, when I set up journals, it's an opportunity to change it up a bit. So I'll show you. I'm still weirded out about it not needing to dry. I love the stickers. This is from Miss Moss. And I love her stickers. They're very sassy and very women with curves. And this is a self-acceptance and getting to know yourself better. It's getting to manifest all your dreams, which requires to be grounded and have clarity in who you are and what you need. And this I love. So pretty. I've been looking to see where I was going to use this. I also bought the sticker sheet that has small ones, so I really wanted to put this here. So the first page, and I'm just going to set it up to give ideas if you're into this journey as well. The first page is going to be writing myself a letter from the end of 2023, kind of listing all the good stuff that happened in this year. So manifesting is really visualizing your desire, which is why I think it requires a very deep self-knowledge and self-love, because when you're living in a place of self-love, you are so much more grounded and calm and able to face situations when they arise, right? But the groundedness and the calmness allows you to see things clearly, and therefore you are able to make decisions on what to do with your life and what you want to actually do for yourself. So this is what you want to do in these 2 pages I left for this. I'm going to show you all the pages first before, and then I'll put it on fast forward and just set it up. First month is all about being efficient, and the main thing about this is getting to know yourself, and this is yours. No one can see it. If you're nervous about that, buy yourself one of the ones with locks. Have fun. Like those were my first journals. It was like Sanrio pink hardcover with the little lock, and all the pages were pink with the same drawings. Those are great. But so manifest in these 2 pages, you write a letter as if all your biggest dreams and wishes have already happened, and that's it. Like you're writing it to a friend. Now, I'm going to say something. Sometimes we think we want something, and then once we start writing this, it feels off. I would say before you stamp it onto your journal that you're going to have for the rest of the year, maybe write it down on a piece of paper, so you give yourself like the chance to really figure out and get really, really clear on what your dream life looks like. Right? Even if you end up writing the perfect letter on a different piece of paper, just tape it. But I think that's actually a very difficult exercise. And so you don't have to fill these in right away if you want. You could wait until February to do this. And here I left 2 pages for a vision board. You put pictures of things that align with your vision of your best life. These are the goals for these 2 pages. The goals in 3 months, 6 months, and a year, right? So in a year, this should look like this. Then January goals for the month and what you can do to achieve them, right? If we want to achieve the goals, then we can't just have goals. We have to have steps on how to achieve them. You can write it as writing. You can have bubbles. Like if your goal is, let's say I'm going to pick a clear one. If your goal is to lose weight, then you could have a bubble that says eat healthy, another bubble that says walk, another bubble that says fitness or go to the gym or something like that. And that helps you achieve your goals, right? Those are the things. In here, I wanted to have a monthly view. This is kind of open yet on what to do. It's just that if you're in a bullet journal, I think you should have a monthly view. Then the weekly habit tracker, I've talked about this in my episode about habit trackers and why I think weekly is more efficient than monthly, because at the end of the week, you should be looking at this and see why you didn't achieve the things you wanted to achieve. And then you should leave a note section for yourself to write down what you're going to try to do next month. And sometimes it's the habit doesn't work. Lately, my walk has not been working with my schedule. Am I going to take it away? No, I understand that after my finals, I'm going to have more time to walk, so I'm keeping it there. But I also understand when I'm seeing the emptiness of my tracker, and I see that there's no walk there, that is why. And that's fine. And then we're going to start. At first, I was thinking about doing a weekly setup, but I'm not, because I don't know how much I'm going to write in here, and I don't want to limit myself. This is a very important part of the journal. This is really where the meat of the work goes, right? So January 1st, you have your self-love affirmation or affirmations, your gratitude for the day, and then at the end of the day, what did you do well? Today I did the highlights, the win, the effort you put, the responsibility taken if you didn't do well, and what lesson you got from that. This is really, really important. Now, some days it's just going to be one win, like, I don't know, I ate healthy, and that's all you're going to have. It might be because you're tired and you don't want to write anything else. It might be because you're not inspired to do the work. Don't let that stop you. And that's why I don't want to set it up, because it might be one line. I might fill out this whole page. I might fill out 2 pages. But that is important. And then the next day, I do it again, January 2nd, self-love affirmations. You can have fun with your setup. You can keep it super simple. For me, for this first month, I want to keep it really simple, because that is not my point in this. I have I have my illustrated journal. I draw in my Hobonichi weeks. That doesn't mean I'm not going to draw once in a while. The other day, I drew in my little tarot portion of my Hobonichi weeks. I just drew one of the tarot cards because I thought they were cool. Okay, let's see if we can fix this. Now I'm going to stop talking and I'm just going to put some music, and I'll fast forward this whole section. Okay, so like I said, I'm gonna keep it super, super simple. In here, I'll probably put some quotes as the time goes on. I don't want to try to half do it and then just for the video. I want it to be blank, so I'm gonna give ideas of like things that I may do. Like I said, this I may write on a separate paper and write it down. I might even put it in an envelope and put it in there and take it out of the envelope and read it once in a while, and then it would just take one page, and that's fine too. Or I could take this whole page if I decide to go with a bigger envelope. In the vision board, you can go and you can draw stuff if you want. You can take pictures from magazines or Pinterest and print them out. In magazine, you can cut them out and put them there. It really is up to you. It has to speak to you, and it doesn't have to be that complicated. You can grab a couple of magazines, grab pictures that align with your vision of what your better self would be, and go with that. The goals, I'm not sure yet how I'm going to do it. If I'm going to do circles on what I want the goals to be in 3 months, 6 months, and 12 months. In other words, what I'm trying to convey, this is not a rushed job, and I'm not necessarily going to fill out these pages right away in order. I made a smudge here, it doesn't matter. And this, I think I may like highlight either just by putting a sticker or something, the really good days of the month just in there. The same way somebody has suggested to do in my illustrated journal, in that portion of it, like write down like the highlights of the month. I'll write down the highlights of the month here, but it will be more of a win. So sometimes a highlight can be, you have a tendency to overreact at something and you find yourself overreacting, but you don't share the overreaction. And so it stays with you and you're able to talk yourself down. That's a huge win. That's growth right there. Knowing what your weaknesses are, knowing where you tend to have your thoughts tend to trick you into thinking things, and being able to rein it in, win. That would be a win. That I would write on here. Be like, and on here on the day. So this would be something you can fill out at the end of the month, looking through as you reflect and as you decide what to set up your next month with. But this could be anything you want. It can also just be a vision of the month, like just look at it. You can also draw a little thing for the day, or you can do whatever you want with this. This is very free. January goals are the goals you're trying to achieve within this month. Let's say you want to achieve let's say you have like 20 pounds to lose. Don't put lose 20 pounds in 1 month. That's setting yourself up for failure too. You want to be realistic within your goals. And I think sometimes it's better to say, okay, I'm going to lose 3 pounds. And then if you lose 5, great. You did more than you thought, right? But always with self-compassion, self-love. This is not trying to be a perfect version of you. This is trying to be a more kind, compassionate version of you, right? Self-kind, self-compassionate, self-love. It's all about you. I have not a lot of weekly habit trackers that I put for this area. For me, A lot of it goes into fitness because it really helps me stay grounded and centered. So I know those are really important. And then read and flame are the two that are going to get me into paths that I'm looking forward to. So that's where I put this here. These are realistic for the month of January, and I know it. In here, I'll put notes if I see one that's completely empty, like I was talking about this week. For me in my Hobonichi weeks, not one walk. I was really busy studying. I didn't have time. I knew walking was gonna calm me down and at the same time would have stressed me out more because the time, you're not spending all day studying. However, there are times that are down at your desk that are important to have because then you are able to go back and study. And that's how I work. And so then we have January 1st and I write. And I put a little reminder to myself, write with love, kindness, compassion, and with growth mindset, positive outcomes. So if I take responsibility for something I did wrong, that is a positive thing. I'm taking responsibility. I'm acknowledging that there's something here that I need to work on for me because whatever I did, I didn't feel good about it. Again, it's about you and it's all unique. So I'm going to leave it at that. In February, maybe I'll do a mid-month check-in. But I want to really take my time because it's the beginning of the year, and that's why I'm starting it on, the 11th today, the 11th of December. I want to give myself the time to set this up correctly because I want to set myself up for a win. I want to be able to look back on this and realize that it's helped me achieve those goals. But for that, I need to have very clear goals in mind and be very grounded and clear on what I do. So, and how I'm going to do it for me to also take pleasure in this. I don't want to spend hours and hours setting up every month because I know I won't always have the time. But for the first month, I may. So we'll see. I'll show you all this in either mid-January. I definitely will do a flip through in February as I set up the next month and reflect on what worked, what didn't work, and what to do next. If you want to join me, please do. You don't have to have an MD. You can have any notebook. I even considered doing a pocket size, but for me, I think it's easier to have it big and not to stress myself about filling it out either. It's okay if the notes are one line in here. All this is fine. It's not about filling out the notebook. I'm showing it to you guys because I'm trying to take you on the journey with me, but that doesn't mean I'm putting the pressure on myself either. That's why I'm not setting it up completely, just doing the blank pages so you can do them with me if you want to follow me. And if you have other pages you want to add to it or other section you want to add to it, please leave it in the description box below. That may help others that are watching this video and that want to do this as well. As always, thanks for watching if you're still here and have a great day. Bye bye.